Welcome to the BSBLR Show, guys. It's time to talk some ball. It's 30 minutes of baseball bliss coming at you today. Today, guys, two early all-star picks. Yordan and the shoulda, coulda, woulda been Hall of Famer of the 2000s. I'm ready to rip. Talk some ball. How we doing today, Bryce?
I'm doing good, man. My favorite team, the Red Sox, they kind of suck, but baseball's back, so there's not too much to complain about. What about you, DR?
Yeah, I'm a Cubs fan, so life is in shambles currently. You gotta think of all the fun things in April that you want to do that don't include baseball, and, and you try to rip those. But when it's raining and your Cubs are losing and things feel pretty down right now. But let's talk some ball. I'm ready. It's a baseball or blitz time, guys. Home run if you like it, strikeout if you don't. This time today, guys, we're doing will these guys be all-stars? I'll start you off here. Jordan Walker.
So Jordan Walker has finally arrived. This is a home run for me. Hot start right now. We all see it. I believe at the time of this recording, he's leading the NL in home run. I don't think this is just a hot start. I think Jordan Walker is here. The Cardinals, it felt like a lot of people, including myself, thought they kind of fumbled his development, and I kind of agreed. But, they rushed him to the big leagues. That first year in 2023, he's only 21. The hitting was there. The defense was not. And then the next couple of years, the hitting wasn't really there either. And so he had to take some time, figure it out. But it looks like Jordan Walker, I don't know what adjustments he made or if he just got older and more mature at the plate when he's hitting. He is here, full form. It looks amazing. Every night he's hitting a home run, it seems like. Jordan Walker is going to be an all-star in this year. I think so.
It'd be hard to disagree. Guys leading the league right now in homers, and really what it came down to was he just learned how to hit the ball in the air. Last year, he had a good hard hit rate. Not a hard hit rate. I should say average exit velocity. His average exit velocity was like 92. He hit the ball hard. I mean, the guy is 6'6", 250 pounds. The guy can smack a ball, but he was hitting everything on the ground. It was like 48% ground ball rate. So it didn't matter. It was like, can he find a single? And he wasn't finding singles. The dude last year, he had 6 bombs. Luis Rise, Nico Horner had more. And this year, he's got 6 already. He learned how to put the ball in the air. The ball's in the air now, and his baseball savant is crazy. If you look at it, just red everywhere. I think he's figured it out, and we got to see how the league adjusts. I think every year you're going to see this in April. It's April 12th. We're not going to crown him MVP, Andy Pajes, Joey Wiemer. But there's something to it right now.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing that's funny to me about Jordan Walker before we move on, he's got 1.2 B WAR this season already. For his career, he's still negative 1.4 B WAR. That shows you, though, how much he's struggled and how good he's doing this year. But moving on to our next guy, off to a very hot start here. Andy Pajes of the Los Angeles Dodgers, home runner strikeout. Is he going to be an all-star this year?
I think you got to go with yes, because it's just this hot of a start. It's hard to – I don't want to overreact so soon, but the guy's already got 4 jacks. He's leading league in hits, WAR, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, all of the things. And I know it's only 14 games, but, it feels like he's found his stride because it's not like this is a 35-year-old that we know the book on. It's like, okay, yeah, do you believe it? Not really. This guy, he showed flashes of excellence last year. 27 bombs last year with a 774 OPS. I felt like his second half was kind of There's some ups and downs. So I'm sure we'll see some ups and downs, but this up is pretty crazy, guys. And, everyone knows that the All-Star award is basically, or the All-Star selection is a first half award. So he's just got to keep this up to some degree, not batting 443. But, if he just kind of keeps being good, kind of like he's capable of, he should be an all-star.
No, I agree. And it's you look at the Dodgers, and it's Freddie's getting into his mid-30s. Mookie's starting to get up there, too. And then it's let's just roll out our new 25-year-old superstar. It never ends with this team. I can't wait for the next 10 years of him and James Tibbs in the outfield winning rings for the Dodgers. It's going to make me a little upset. But, Andy Pajes, he's legit. I agree with you. I think he's going to be an all-star this year.
Hell yeah. And there's a lot of good young talent out there, man. Speaking of good young talent, Sal Stewart is coming on hot for the Cincinnati Reds. What do you got there? Home run or strikeout? Is he going to be an all-star?
So I'm going to say strikeout because I don't think maybe this year is Sal Stewart's year, but he's coming, though. I believe in this guy. Debuted last year. showed some flashes. And this year, I think Francona's got him hitting cleanup for the Reds team this year. Yeah, in some games. So that just shows you an old school manager hitting a guy cleanup like that means he believes in you. Like Francona didn't really play that second hitter as your best hitter. He's old school. And so he believes in South Stewart. So why shouldn't I? I think this guy is going to have a great 10 to 15 year big league career. I'm going to look at this guy down the road and go, that's a solid big leaguer. And I think he's got one or two all-star appearances under his belt in the future, but I don't know if this year is quite his year.
I'll be interested to see how he plays out because I think he is not a stereotypical hitter or a slugger, I should say, where his K rate was never very high throughout the minors and his hard hit rate, very high. And he's sticking up with that so far this year. Obviously, it's so early, but a 1.1 OPS right now, 15 games in. He's got 13 walks, 9 strikeouts. Like, I think those are the numbers. Like, I think the averages and all of those like counting numbers at this point of the year are kind of like interesting. And it's hard to like really believe it 15 games in. But walks to strikeouts to me, I think shows you like more of like what can you expect. If you're walking more than you're striking out, even this early in the season, like the K rate's low, the walk rate's high, he's hitting 300 plus, slugging the ball. Like that's a good combo of a future all-star. And I agree with you a ton. And I think like, especially with the Reds, and they're going to need a representative in the all-star game.
Yep.
He very well could be that guy.
No, I agree. And now we're going to move on. These last 3 players we talked about, they're off to good starts, hot starts. We're going to talk about a guy who has a decent track record, but he's off to a slow start. Will Michael Busch of the Chicago Cubs turn it around and become an all-star this year, home run or strikeout?
I think he'll turn it around. I don't know if he'll be an all-star because he's 0 for his last 30. He's batting a $118 right now. He is truly and utterly slumping. Do I think that he is like, oh man, like everything we've seen from Michael Busch, he's washed up? Hell no. Like this guy hit 34 jacks last year, guys. I think he's on pace to being one of those guys that is everyone's like, hey, like you see what Michael Busch has been doing? He feels like one of those guys. He's definitely struggled to start the year, but again, first half award. You start out 6 for 50 something, like that ain't gonna help your clip in July. So I think he's going to turn it around quite a bit, but you got to remember he had like 20 something homers at the break last year and a good average and was a really good player and did make the all-star team. So it is a tough award to get into. It is a tough place to be playing in the Midsummer Classic, but he can be, but he would have to turn it around something special.
Yeah, I mean, I love Michael Busch, but 0 for 30, 0 for 30 is crazy. I mean, Chris Davis territory. We're not
hey, you chill out.
But no, he might be, like you said, it's a first half award, basically. He's already kind of behind when you really think about it. I don't know if an all-star season is there for him, but I think when we look back, it's going to be 25 homers. It's going to be 85 RBIs, like 800 OPS. I think Michael Busch is a good hitter. And I think, the last 2 seasons, it's kind of like he flew under the radar. And this year, I think people are expecting him to be good. And I don't know how much that pressure weighs in or if he really cares.
Totally.
But there is a bigger spotlight on Michael Busch to succeed this year. And I think he's going to meet those expectations eventually.
100%. And one thing I haven't mentioned is, dude, it's just cold as shit in Wrigley right now. Like, no one is hitting good in Wrigley Field. Like, the Cubs have been off to a slow start, and I'm not going to blame weather on that. But, like, it is not – when it's 40 degrees and windy, I don't expect a guy to be pumping homers here, dude. So, like, that's kind of the thing. I got to go back and be like, all right, trust it. Wait till July before we're sitting here and being like, this guy sucks. 0 for 30, got to find some holes, no question. But we're going to move on to our deep dive today. We are deep diving. Thank you to our sponsor, Dabble, for the Dabble Deep Dive. If you haven't downloaded Dabble yet, now's the time. They're giving you $10 just for signing up. Use code BASEBALLER. The cool part is, once you're on the app, you can actually follow us and copy every single one of our bets throughout the season and the playoffs. It's the best DFS app out there. If you want to take more or less on a player's stats like hits, RBIs, total bases, or bombs, download it now. Ride with us. Thanks to Dabble. Use code BASEBALLER. Did we forget about Yordan Alvarez? I personally think I did. I remember I was drafted in fantasy this year, and I was like, Yordan Alvarez, I feel like he's hurt all the time. I don't trust it. And now we're seeing him do Yordan things. I mean, the guy's leading the bigs in homers. Look at his baseball savant page. He is literally good at everything. There's not a thing. He doesn't even like swing and miss. His K percentage is 10.3%. Like the guy is leading in every stat that matters. Average, on base percentage, OPS, everything that matters, home runs. The guy is just absolutely blowing it up. And I felt like I slightly disrespected him, thinking like, hey, he'll be good. We know he's good, but he's going to get hurt. And here he is.
Yeah, one thing I love about Yordan is there are some players, whose savant page looks good, but the baseball reference stats look terrible, and then vice versa. Yordan looks great in both. Like, this is how you know you're looking at a true superstar. You talked about forgetting him and disrespecting him. I did that too. Like, I think about, like, I look up these players all the time. Jordan's never a guy on my mind. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. But I look at his numbers right now. This man is a 969 career OPS.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's
He's
a
got
two.
OPS over 1,000 almost for his career almost. Like, that's insane. What he's doing this year, a 1.3, OPS over 1.3. That's insane. 6 homers. I feel like Yordan, he's always been good. He's always had good seasons. I feel like what we're missing from Yordan is a true, like, he plays 150 games, he hits 45 homers, drives in 120. I want that type of season from Yordan, and I think that's what a lot of people are maybe waiting on. And that's not to say he hasn't been great. His career numbers right now, if he retired today, he'd already be a nice player. That's a nice career. But I think people want that true breakout season. We kind of got it in 2022, only 135 games though. I think people just want a huge Yordan year, and I'm hoping we get that this season.
I mean, it would just be great for ball. Like, just great for ball. Like, that is a superstar. He can swing a bat. Can he play defense? Nah, don't need it. He'll be that Shohei DH type of shit over in the AL. Like, I think he's got that type of ability because we're looking at it right now. And I know I mentioned the strikeouts before, but that's the thing about Yordan that I feel is so special. Is typically with a slugger, even Shohei Ohtani, he's gonna be punching 150 to 190 times this year. He's just gonna. That's Shohei. He's gonna swing and miss. Yordan just doesn't K. So in 2021, he had 145 strikeouts, and that was basically his like first full year. He had a year in 2019 where he had a 1.067 and 300 at bats, but in 2021 he had 537 at bats and struck out 145 times. Since then, his highest strikeout number has been 106. And then we're looking at 92, 95, and 147 game type season. Like, this guy doesn't strike out. Like, to have under 100 walks and to be hitting 30-something jacks, batting around 300. Like, this is a guy of yesteryear.
Yes, he fits that old, mold of a slugger. I mean, it's crazy. He's the type of player that could run the table the whole year and strike out less than 100 times, which is
Crazy.
wild. I mean, 145 strikeouts, like you said, and that was his first, real full season of, pro baseball, MLB baseball at least. And then 106 strikeouts the next year. He's been in like the mid 90s other than that when he plays a full season. He does not strike out. One thing about this year, 14 walks, 7 strikeouts. That's insane. He's walked double the amount of times he struck out. And you can say it's early, but like, I mean, we're talking about, no disrespect, people like Michael Busch and all that. They're struggling early. I mean, there's something to be said about a guy who can step into the season immediately and produce. And Yordan's one of those guys. We see so many players have slow starts. How about the guys having amazing starts? And the thing about his start is, to a certain extent, it's sustainable for him, which is crazy. Like, we see, Joey Weimer, we joked a lot about last week. Like,
MVP.
He is a decent ball player, and he can have a good complete season. I could see it, but his start is not sustainable. We already see it. Yordan's is, though, and that's what makes him so special.
Because that's the thing. It's like we feel like these hot starts, and you look at him, and you're like, this could be just like one of those things. But then you look at the track record of Yordan, and you're like, this is actually kind of him. This is like what he does. And then I'm like, shit, what am I thinking? Like, we're just not even thinking about this guy. So tip the cap to you. That's our Dabble Deep Dive, guys. Again, guys, use code BASEBALLER for $10 of free play. Throw it on some Yordan. Some Yordan's more than. He can have more than some home runs today, more hits, runs, RBIs, something. I bet I would take the more. It might be a high line. I'm not even looking at him, but man, that'd be a guy to look at. We are going to rip some league leaders, guys. This is one of my favorites because it just opens up a can of worms of conversation. We're going to go for the AL first, league leaders, then go through the AL guys, or excuse me, the NL. So we're starting out with batting average. Right now, the batting average leader, guys, is Chandler Simpson with 385. Wow. Home run leaders right now. It's a tie for 6 home runs in the AL. Yordan Alvarez, guy we just talked about. Gunnar Henderson with 6. Big bounce back here coming. RBI's leader. We could get into a conversation there. But Jorge Soler, I have a feeling that he might have a little stint that might hurt that maybe next week. We'll see if that stays. He's appealing it currently and balling out. But 15 RBIs right now for Jorge Soler. OPS leader, go figure, Yordan Alvarez. What's new? 1.315. That sounds like Barry Lamar Bonds, my Lord and Savior. Stolen base leader, Bobby Witt with 8 bags. Pitching, ERA leader, Michael Waka. Oh, my God. Strikeout leader, or ERA leader, 0.43, guys. Michael Waka, 0.43. I know it's early, but wow. Strikeout leader, we have a tie with 2 Blue Jays at 26. We have Kevin Gausman and Dylan Cease at that number. Whip leader, Cam Schlittler with a 0.48 whip to lead the American League. That's insane. Saves leader, David Bednar with 5. On to the National League, guys. We got Andy Pages, not Pages, Andy Pages, batting 442 right now. He's going crazy. Home run leader with 6 is Jordan Walker right here. Pages leading the RBIs with 17. And guess who also leads OPS? Andy Pages with a 1.232 OPS. Stolen bases leader, we have Nasim Nunez with 7. Heard of him? I have. Ball knower, of course. Pitching leaders, ERA, we have Eduardo Rodriguez. Who knows A-Rod when you got E-Rod with a 0.50 ERA. Strikeout leader, Jacob the Miz Zarowski. 28 strikeouts. Wow, that guy looks like a giraffe. Whip leader, Sandy Alcantara with a 0.58 whip. That will do. I think he is back. We talked about it last week a little bit. And then our saves leader, Yohan Duran with 5. I'm sorry, long-winded right there. What are some things that stand out to you with that list there, Bryce?
So one thing that stands out to me, I'm not sure how many people really care about this, but it was interesting to me. The Pirates were
great start. I love that start. I'm not sure if anyone's going to care about this, but here we go.
This grinds my gears as someone who pays a lot of attention to the Pirates. They were so dumb for trading David Bednar. They should have kept. They're trying to compete this year. Him in that bullpen would have been great for them. He looks great. I know he had a little bit of trouble in Pittsburgh towards the end there, but since he's got to New York, he's looked good. They should have held on to him. Pirates, they just make dumb moves a lot. And handing Ozuna all that money over McCutchen was dumb too. Like, McCutchen looks way better than Ozuna. You could have gotten him for probably $1 million while you gave Ozuna $12 million, I think. And then the final thing that stands out to me is I think we're witnessing the Chandler Simpson breakout. I would love to see this guy hit like 315 with 40 stolen bases this year. Like, that would be amazing. I got him on my fantasy team. I feel like a genius right now. Late round pick. But yeah, Chandler Simpson breakout, and the Pirates are dumb for moving David Bednar for probably nothing. I can't even remember the return off the top of my head. Yeah, that's what stands out to me.
And I want to touch into that a little bit, because I think we're seeing somewhat of a trend that happened in the minor leagues and how teams are thinking about it. Where we've seen it over the last like 10, 15 years, where it's like long ball or bust, as we're going to talk about like the Kyle Schwarber type players, right? Like, hey, we could get a hit, but why string together 3 hits for a run when we can hit 1, baby? Now we're seeing the Chandler Simpsons happen, and not just Chandler Simpsons. Look at the Justin Crawfords, the Nico Horners, the players who make contact and steal bases and are forcing chaos. Like, this is a great brand of baseball, guys. This is a great brand of baseball. It's way more watchable than the occasional home run, and the home runs are exciting. But we need a touch of both, baby. We need our Kyle Schwarbers, but we do need our Chandler Simpsons, a guy that can just slap it around the infield. Chandler Simpson will finish this year with under 3 home runs, and I can almost just shout that from a mountain. I can just scream that. I really don't think that he's going to be hitting a lot of home runs. Same with Justin Crawford, but what they're trying to do is just soft single, slap something out in the outfield grass or even in the infield grass or infield dirt. Like, if they can just find a hole, they're going to run that out because they are speed mongrels. And it's this fun brand of baseball where you don't know what he's going to do. He's going to steal second the very first pitch. You could steal third the very next pitch. And it creates this chaos that's just so fun.
Yeah, I feel like 10 years ago, we started to see this type of player go extinct, I guess you could say. Chandler Simpson reminds me kind of Ben Revere. I watch him and I think he could be better than Ben Revere. Ben Revere was a solid player, had some good seasons. But Simpson, I think his floor has been Revere and his ceiling is something much higher. But I love to see this type of player come back. Crawford, he's playing like his dad almost, Carl Crawford. He's kind of got that same skill set, which I think is extremely interesting to see. But I love seeing this type of player come back because the way it used to be, you put these guys like Crawford and Simpson at the top, they get on single, steal a base, and then your big boppers come in to drive them home when they're on second and third. And I don't really see a flaw in that logic. Like, I think we need to bring this type of player back. And I'm glad to see it seems like each team is starting to get one guy like that when they really just moved away from that blueprint. And so I love to see it come back, and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, I mean it's just a fun brand, man. It's just a fun brand of baseball. Erod, and I'll raise my hand when I'm wrong. I'll raise my hand when I'm wrong, and it's really early, but I have been wrong so far. When he had the shutout of Team USA, that just burned a mark in the back of my brain. I was just like, God, it's Erod. Hit the guy. He stinks, right? And he's the ERA leader in the National League right now with a .50 ERA. So hand up over here. But hey, man, give the guy credit where credit's due. A .5 ERA in 18 innings so early, I know, but like he's right now. I love looking at early stats. Right, this ERA plus is so 100 would be a league average ERA plus. His is 798. So Cy Young, Cyrod.
Cyrod. No, I did the same thing though. You say that it's funny, and no disrespect, but I'm sitting watching Team USA on the TV right up here, and I'm going, dude, it's Eduardo Rodriguez. Like he was terrible last season. What are we doing? But maybe he figured it out, and we were just seeing the beginnings of it, or maybe he got fired up from that World Baseball Classic appearance, and he's dedicated. I don't know. I know Eduardo very well, not personally, but I'm a Red Sox fan. I saw him play. Every start he made pretty much for 4 or 5 years, I was there glued in. I think we got him from the Orioles in the Andrew Miller trade. Just a guy, he had a lot of hype coming up. He found it for a while, but he's lost it. And I thought he was a guy, once he lost it, it's done. And I thought it's where we were, but I guess I'm wrong. Right? And I'm happy for him. Go get it.
Because, I mean, this is a guy that you're not looking at. He's not going to blow up the radar at all. He is living below the belt, nibbles. He's a pitcher. He's a pitcher, which can be scary because if he is not dialed in, it's long balls and lots of damage, as we've seen the last 2 years where he had a 5.02 and a 5.04 ERA. But the nibbling is working right now. And I've watched the start with him, and he's just – obviously, we see the Team USA. Give credit where credit's due. He was not missing in the middle of the play. He was all around the edges, and he was nibbling perfect, and he just took advantage of a lineup that wasn't bopping. And he's taking advantage of a lot of lineups right now that are a lot worse than Team USA's lineup. So you're seeing the markings of success. Again, we can touch up on this in July because he is a candidate to have a blow-up outing very, very easily because of the repertoire that he possesses. But we got to see how the rest of this year plays out for that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that's found success before. Like in Boston, he had, and even Detroit, he had a couple years. He's a solid 2, 3, 4 starter, depending on what your rotation looks like.
Yep.
But I mean, we're seeing it almost an ace level. It's 3 stars, but still.
It's time to show some love. It's time to show some love. I think we talked about it just briefly right there. Like the Kyle Schwarbers. I think we're so in love with the home run ball. Everyone loves the home run ball. There's some sexy factor to it. We're seeing the game kind of change back and forth. But it's time to show some love to Adam Dunn here, guys. I think he's one of those guys where if he had played, so he played from 2001 to 2014. If he had like started his career in like 2013, we would be looking at a guy that would be just so well regarded in people's minds. I feel like he's well regarded, but people are like, "Oh, Adam Dunn's up. Here's the professional slow pitch softball player," and I feel like we need to give the guy a little bit more love here.
I agree. Hall pretty good at Adam Dunn first and foremost. 97% of the vote. So I mean, it's interesting because as a kid, I grew up. I was born the year he debuted, so I grew up with Adam Dunn's whole career. I never heard anyone give a shit about Adam Dunn as like a teenager. I was into baseball. Nobody cared that he was hitting 40, 35 home runs a year. But we do this Hall of Pretty Good vote, and this is why it's so interesting to me. He gets 97% of 44,000 votes. So I feel like his perception and reputation has done a complete turnaround since his career ended. He went from being a guy who was like, yeah, he's like a big meathead that hits home runs, but like now people look at him like, he was awesome. Like the 40 home run stretch for like a cajillion years with the Reds. He goes to DC, he does good there. And then his White Sox tenure is interesting too. He has one of the worst seasons of all time in 2011. Negative 2.9 B-WAR for a season. He almost put up negative 3 B-WAR. And then in 2012, he makes the All-Star team. Like, this was such a strange career. And now that it's over and people have had like 10 years to sit back and look on it, I think people are starting to appreciate Adam Dunn for what he was. Kyle Schwarber Sr. Like,
Yeah.
he was Schwarber before Schwarber to a certain extent. And you see the love that Schwarber gets these days. Adam Dunn should have gotten that love. Like, maybe because he played in the steroid era, like him and Barry Bonds and Griffey. Griffey's not a steroid user, but all those players, they intersected. Like Dunn's getting started, entering his prime while they're leaving, and so maybe that's why he didn't get that love. But if Adam Dunn played today, he'd be a superstar. Look at how we view Kyle Schwarber. It's the exact same way we'd view Adam Dunn. It is.
It's the Big Donkey. One hell of a nickname. Big Donkey. But dude, you're talking about a guy from 2004 to 2010. He is hitting 40 home runs.
Yes.
He's just hitting 40 home runs. He had a 46 home run season. Yes, you're going to get the strikeout. But again, guys, look at Shohei Ohtani. I don't think anyone's talking like, oh, he struck out 190 times last year. No one gives a shit. No one cares. But what they do care about is the guy going yard. And he was, again, mark him down. He's going to bat 230 with 40 home runs, 100 walks, and a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
But like, he is going to do all of those things, and every team needs an Adam Dunn. Every team needs an Adam Dunn. They just do.
One thing, too, like I never saw Barry Bonds or Babe Ruth or anybody like that appear in an Oscar-winning film, and Adam Dunn is in Dallas Buyers Club starring Matthew McConaughey.
Did not expect this.
The 2013 film. So he filmed this in 2012. He's a bartender in that movie. So in the same year, this dude made an all-star team and filmed an Oscar-winning movie. So like,
what can't this guy do? What can he do?
Adam Dunn is in a Matthew McConaughey Oscar-winning movie. He is.
That seems like an ESPN stat. Adam Dunn's the only player to hit 40 home runs, be an all-star, and be a Dallas Buyers Club in the same season. The only person in history.
He did, though. I mean, he's doing stuff, man. He's living life. I never see Barry Bonds in any movies.
Dude, he started that trend. I feel like maybe someone was in their basement. That was like the premise of Moneyball, was just someone was just typing there like, dude, like Adam Dunn was actually great.
I wonder when it happened. Like, who just sat down and was like, you know what? Adam Dunn was a good baseball player. You know what? I think hitting 40 home runs in a season is good. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
I feel like that might help our team. We've got a guy who hit 40 home runs. But the caveat is he's going to bat 204 and strike out 222 times. It's like, wait a minute. What do we want?
I don't think you could necessarily build your lineup around a guy like Dunn. But if you have a superstar, so when Adam Dunn broke in, I mean, he had Griffey Jr. Like, he's given him and Griffey Jr. together, in the lineup. That's amazing. I know Griffey's health and stuff kind of failed in Cincinnati. But thinking about that, I mean, just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the biggest. I think, again, you need an Adam Dunn. You do not need two. You do not need three. You do not need four. But you need one. You need one because it's like the lineup. It's like that's a ton of swing and miss. You can afford that if it's like, all right, you want this guy in your 5-hole. You want just even a 4-hitter. It's like that's a 4-hitter, a guy who's gonna he's going to hit 40 home runs this year. You're gonna want him with people on base because at some point he's going to win you a baseball game. He's going to single-handedly win you a baseball game. And it's not like he does. The walks are so important too because it's like, yes, you will scratch your head at some of those pitches in the dirt. You will scratch your head. But if they miss a spot and they put it over the cookie chute, like the guy going yard. And if you throw it way out of the zone, he's probably taking it. So there's immense value in having a guy like that. But I think we've seen it over the last 10 years, like we're talking about, where, okay, like we don't need a bunch of Adam Dunns.
Too much.
That's where I think the analytics have went into it, because it's like the analytics were like, yo, if we have guys that just get on base and hit home runs, that's all we need. We just need that. But then playoff baseball starts happening. You start seeing the best pitchers in the league, and all of a sudden the home runs become less, the strikeouts become more. They forget that they're dealing with humans, and they're like, oh my God, like we're getting just cooked up. And then you lose your playoff series, and you're like, wait a minute. We need a Chandler Simpson or a couple Alex Bregmans type of players. Like there's this, the game has changed for the better.
Yes, I agree.
But Adam Dunn started the trend. We're going to just start that here. Joey Gallo watched him growing up and was just like, I want to be Adam Dunn.
Joey Gallo is proof it's not easy to be Adam Dunn either.
It's not
he
easy.
Did not do what Adam Dunn did.
Not sustainable.
Yeah.
He was not sustainable as Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
He did a cool Halloween costume.
Yeah.
As Adam Dunn for like 2 seasons. I was like, dude, there was a time where I was like, Joey Gallo could be a Hall of Famer. There was a time. There was a time there. Dude, he was like a Gold Glover out there. I don't want to just take away all the gas from Mr. Dunn. But like,
he had his moments. He did.
Dude,
he did.
Early, again, like if you just like take your hand on the baseball reference page and go, to the bottom half. You might agree with me. But like, in 2017, he had 41 home runs with a 209 average. Next year, 2018, he had a 206 average with 40 home runs. Sounds like kind of Adam Dunn stuff to me. Call me crazy. The next year, he only played 70 games, but he had 22 bombs and batted 253 with a 986 OPS. Like, if you just like take your hand and do like, hey, I don't know what happens the rest of this guy's career. You're like, hey, there's something cooking. But then you take that hand away and it changes.
Yeah, I mean, Gallo, I hate it because I always heard Gallo coming up like he's going to be the next big thing. Like, everyone knew what he was, too. I feel like people knew he was going to hit like 220 and hit 40 bombs. People knew it. It just wasn't sustainable, which it does suck. I heard he's trying to make a comeback as a pitcher, though. We'll see.
I don't know if he's retired yet, but it might be time. But that was a two-time thing with Dunn is we're talking about horrible defense. Gallo, 2-time Gold Glover. There's something there?
That's true.
But, guys, we are at 32 minutes and probably will end up around 30 seconds of baseball bliss. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure, again, go to download Dabble right now. Use code BSBLR. Get $10 of free play if you're betting on this Sunday afternoon. But follow us on Instagram, all of our socials, YouTube. Go subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button. Turn on them notifications so you know when we're yapping ball. But we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.